So, the WNBA has announced its new playoff format. So, starting the WNBA 2022 season, 8 teams with the highest winning percentage over a 36-game schedule advance to the postseason and seeded by record. So the first round is normally the first seed versus 8, and then you have the second seed versus 7. So now that's going to consist of a best-of-3 series. The semifinals and the WNBA finals are going to continue to be the best-of-5. So let's talk about the highs and the lows of the new WNBA playoff format. So the lows of the WNBA new format for the playoffs. It could affect the FIBA basketball. The longer the WNBA season goes, it could go into FIBA basketball. Also, it could mess up people's overseas obligations. Because you're talking about you're adding what? You're adding a bunch of games into the mix now that you didn't have. Usually the first two are usually single elimination. So now, making them a best-of-3 series, you're adding way more games in. And also, you have to worry about injury. You know, the more games they play, the tighter they're going to become, and the potential for injury, which you don't want to see happen. So the pros to the WNBA playoff format, is that you get more games. You get to see the players for a little bit longer. More revenue. That I guess you could say you would end up having more games on television over the channels and the different formats. I think the WNBA did really great last season with the WNBA having the Amazon Prime deal to be able to watch the games. They already had Facebook Watch with optical. Through Twitter Sports, you were able to watch the WNBA games. And then over on the actual cable channels, you had ESPN, ESPN2, Channel 7, ABC 7 showed the games. So I guess more exposure, more revenue. So I understand those aspects of it. But, I mean, there's some highs and lows with this process, definitely.